Whoa, no way. We're going somewhere very slowly. To a dolphin island. Well, what about those other ones? There's like fish and a crab and turtle and a jellyfish. I want to see what those islands are, man. No way. Welcome to the sun-drenched tropical paradise of Isle Delfino. We're so pleased to welcome you to our beautiful island. I thought it was island. Ooh.
Natural wonderland, to which we've added the world's finest resort facilities, a spectacular amusement park,
And succulent seafood.
Oh. Isle Delfino.
Isle Delfino.
Let us refresh
Your body and spirit. Mario? Yeah, that really looks like Mario, man. That shadow. Yes, because clearly Mario is nothing more than a shadow. And Toadler's not going to be any help. He's thinking about naps and amusement park rides. Man, you ought to know better than that. You ought to know better. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is an interesting time. One, because I'm playing what's undoubtedly, inarguably, if that's a word. Well, I'll let Mario say what we're playing. Okay. Now that he has said the title of the game, we are just going to play the game. Are we going to play in file A, B, or C? As I always like to decide, you just add the letter to the beginning of the name. Or I guess technically you're swapping out the M. Are we playing as Ario? Are we playing as Barrio? Oops. Or do we want to be Cario? Can you imagine Cario? Like Lucario? Like the Mario car? That being said, we're going to play as Barrio. I like Barrio. I like Mario at the bar. And more cutscene. It's also worth noting, this is not my first time recording this. I had like the first half of the game. Oh, that's also a very short runway. There's no way they made us stop that quick, bro. They'd all be dead.
What happened?
Okay, whatever. Do. I'll be quiet so you can hear this great voice acting.
What's this icky paint-like goop? It's moving.
No, boys, don't touch that stuff.
Excuse me, but...
I am most concerned with the well-being of the princess in this dreadful heat. Master Mario.
Master Mario.
Cross over to that shore and find some assistance.
Yeah, so we got voice acting. We got GameCube Mario. We got a lot going on. We also, not only that, like I said, this is not my first time recording this. I played about half the game and had it all recorded. This was just a week ago or so. From the time both that this is posted and recording this. And then I got a new PC, which I'm very thankful for. It's like an early Christmas present. Because I really needed it. But I got it so abruptly. Also, you can see like Mario and Mario World down at the bottom corner and Mario 64. No Mario 3 though, man. That's sad. But yeah, I got it as a surprise. So when I went to, I just had to rush and move all my stuff over, and I forgot to take out my save and my recordings. I actually did have the recordings. I had the recordings, you know, recorded and edited, and I could have just posted it. That's what I should have done. But I was like, well, I don't know when I'm going to post it yet. How about I just, you know, I tried to Google Drive if files were too big. So I was like, I'll just put them on a big flash drive and put it in my new computer. Went to do that, then it said the drive was corrupted and the files were no good. They couldn't be accessed. So I was like, that's fine. So I was like, well, I guess I'm replaying the game again. But it's Mario Sunshine. Any other game, I probably would have just been like, nah, man, I'm picking a different game. Mario Sunshine, I will gladly replay all over again. Do I want to hear that explanation again? Considering I didn't really listen to the first time, should tell you how I feel about it. And that would make my answer a resounding no. Mario. Alright, so that was Flood. I can explain Flood better than Flood can explain Flood. I know him better than he knows himself. You can spray, you can run and spray if you hold down the trigger. If you stop and like hold it down all the way, you're mobile or you're immobile. You can also press your Y button. Look, first person. Well, I guess it's third person, but it's closer to first person. X swaps your nozzle, so you can swap from the spray nozzle to the hover nozzle. That's going to be another main one we're using pretty much all series because that's important. L changes the camera. You can do a spin jump that gets you more height and also makes you fall slower. You can do a triple jump. You can also do a somersault when you flip the other way. The only move you cannot do for Mario 64 is the long jump, and that really ticks people off. And the simple solution to that is you have Flood. If you could long jump with Flood, by goodness, man, you would get to the moon. That would be too much power for one plumber. And I don't know why people are so upset at that. Maybe if you didn't have Flood and they're just like, oh, we don't want the long jump. But they literally give you something to hover and get you, if more distance, if not at least the same as the long jump would. So it seems like it's a little redundant. It doesn't even need to be explained why they didn't have it. But, oh well. It'll be interesting. I don't know if I want to go down the exact same route. I already am really not going down the same route as the first recording. I'll fill you guys in. Also I'm playing on my Dolphin emulator, so if you see stuff pop up in the corner, it's like little either, hey, you saved, or the achievement thing, which I think is cool. Retro achievements are cool. Again, I'll be quiet again for part of this until I feel like it's worth speaking.
I am Flood, glad to meet you. Hey, someone's coming.
Dun. Yep, Mario is in jail. Lovely.
Court is now in session.
As you are no doubt aware, someone has been senselessly defacing Fair Isle Delfino using some paint-like substance. The accused is charged with polluting our beautiful home, and yes, endangering our very way of life. Indeed, how can one not be aware of what is going on? Though it is daytime in Delfino Plaza, our poor residents tremble beneath a veil of darkness. Expert Shine scholars have determined that this darkness has arisen because all of our guardians, the Shine Sprites, have vanished from their gathering spot at the Shine Gate. The reason? It's quite
The
obvious.
reason?
This horrible graffiti is to blame. Behold this sketch of the perpetrator based on
based on eyewitness descriptions.
The guilty party sits
The guilty
us.
party
It
sits
is
among
none
us. What?
than Mario.
Wait, hang on, Your Honor.
I judge the defendant guilty as charged. I hereby order the defendant to clean this entire island. Until Isle Delfino
Wait, he said
is
among us. We
completely
gotta get
free
to the
his
bottom of
vile
this.
handiwork,
He's just sitting there
Mario
like, what the
shall
heck?
not be allowed to leave. Court adjourned.
Court adjourned. Bro, there's so rigged.
This appears to be quite
There is no attorney appointed to Mario. No statement made. He wasn't even allowed to give a defense.
by pollution.
There was no jury.
Pollution itself is not the main problem.
There was no evidence provided. It was just, you see, there's a horrible graffiti to be blamed, and eyewitnesses say that a guy that looks like this did it, and he kind of looks like it, even though he's a person and this was a shadow, and he's an actual human with skin color, and this guy was blue, and now that means that he did it. And then we're like, hey, wait, objection, Your Honor, like, hey, wait, that's not the right. Let's say something. We literally just got here. They saw us fly in on the plane and just land. And then the judge is like, nope, nah, we need someone to clean it up. Mario, do it. You're guilty. Man, what a bad example for kids. Can't even show them how the legal system actually works. But then again, in my experience with the legal system, I mean, I haven't been in trouble with the law, but from what I've seen from other courses and cases and different things like that from the court, it's not that far off. It's not, the fact that it might be a little corrupt or unjust or a little, unfair is not a question. But anyways, no, we're not gonna get too far out of it ourselves.
Your first job's to get rid of all that ugliness.
All that ugliness.
We'll be watching you, pal. We'll know if you start slacking off.
Also, I just realized that my ringer is on, and I did not realize it because it went off. I realized it because I was typing a message, and the keyboard came up and was like, and I was like, oh gosh, that sounds kind of bad. Anyways, I don't know. It's not that big of a deal. But yep, now we can go and do whatever we want, man. We're some real men. We are Mario Plumber. Woo! Whoa! That was kind of cool. Cool tricks. Yeah, no, when I was recording this the first time, I'll be honest, at least for the first 3 to 4 episodes, I really did not speak on the game, like, at all. I was mainly talking about life stuff. I'll fill you in. I'm not in the same place I was then, but I'll just kind of hopefully do a shorter recap that makes more sense and is less obtrusive to people's time. When I decided to record this, because, I hadn't posted in probably, gosh, what, a solid 2 months. Probably by the time this uploads, like 3, I guess. Also, why do I have I got a brown Pianta in the corner of my screen. Oh well, I don't know what that means. Something to do with it. I don't know if there's any way to really see. Yeah, terraforming goo. This might be more serious than we thought.
Princess, look! On the statue's head!
Mario? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Bro just stands there and watches them. Still, she was like, wait, is this Mario? Mario! Oh, got my buttons mixed up. Whoop! Whoa! A little slippery. Come on, come on. Yeah, look, it's so easy. Dude, what is she doing? She's like already out of it. What? Nothing really happened to her. Alright, here we go, baby. Here we go, baby. He's headed for the square. Where is he at? Watch, I'll show you a little trick. Where's he at? He's gonna get, and he's gonna stand right there. Look at him being all smug. Spray him. Doesn't count. Can we tiptoe towards him? Tiptoe towards Shadow Mario. No, get away from me. Get away from me. Get away. Bro, I thought he was gonna have me backed against the wall. That was a little sussy for a second. But I guess we gotta go after him by spraying this M. Oh, here we go. Road to the big windmill. Oh, kind of skip for a second. So, yeah, just filling y'all in. I initially with the big gap in when I posted, I did that because I don't know. I just was trying to focus on my Nog TV stuff. I was kind of getting discouraged that it wasn't taking off and doing more. Plus, I had some really big, important projects that were coming up, and they were very important. Even working with some other people. I'll even link one in the description if you guys want to check it out, because this one was one that I was worked on for almost 2 months, almost the entirety of the time that I was like not posting on here. Get out of here! Get out of here! Okay. Invincibility! Bro, that could not have come at a better time. Get out of here. Oh, it's because of this. Okay, get out of here, bro. Get out of here. Let me squirt in. Never mind. You don't want to know what I was going to say. You don't want to know. But yeah, I was really eager and very excited to play. I was like, man, I was already kind of wanting to play Mario Sunshine. And I was like, well, part of me like misses back in the day when I would do Let's Plays, because I was watching, it all started too when I was watching everything that was going on with Film Theory's video on Are Let's Plays Dead or Not. And it kind of hurt, because I remember getting started on YouTube, like watching YouTube during the big rise of all the Let's Plays, because that's really what a lot of it was at first on YouTube, like a bunch of gaming stuff. I mean, there were other things, of course. Gaming wasn't the only thing, but it was one of the things. It was pretty big. And I remember watching a guy by the name of Chugga Conroy. This really wasn't actually up until like 2014, 2015. It would have been right when I was going into high school. I would have been like in 8th or 9th grade. And it was okay. It was, you know, I was, at first when I got into it, I was like, you know what? I've always heard, like, the jokes people make about, oh man, the only thing being bigger than a nerd that plays video games is being a nerd that watches other people play video games. And so I was always like, oh, I don't want to be one of those guys. Like, you know, I play my own games. I don't need to watch other people play them. And then I'll learn. Don't worry, guys. I'll learn eventually. And then I found Chugga Conroy, and it was because I was playing Majora's Mask after having beaten Ocarina of Time. I was like, you know what? I need help with something. You know, there's some confusing parts in there. And then I just found it to be kind of entertaining. It was kind of funny. You know, some jokes were cringe, of course, but that was just how it was at the time. You know, it was like funny to be intentionally cringe, you know, and say stupid stuff. But I was like, you know what? This guy's pretty funny. I'll actually keep watching it. I was like, I'll keep watching him. You know, even other games, and even after I'd beaten, like, I got the help that I need and figured out what I was supposed to do next. And then it got to where I was subscribed to him. I was watching all of his stuff. I found the Runaway guys through him. And it was just really special, because that was also a time when I was going through stuff in high school, losing a bunch of my friend group, kind of distancing myself because of us growing apart, you know, two different groups of like friends and friend circles, them kind of doing stuff and getting into stuff that I wasn't really eager to be a part of, and you know, just being different people. And I was alone for a good part of high school, or at least for freshman and sophomore year was the hardest years. And I mainly would just watch YouTube. In between class, I was watching YouTube. On the bus, watching YouTube. When I got home, watched YouTube. On the weekends, instead of going out with friends. And a lot of people be like, dude, that's sad and lonely. That's embarrassing. Like, you have no social life. Where are your friends? Like, you should have been out, not being a loner. True, I guess, to a degree. But also, I don't know. I mean, I was insecure. I had a disability. I was alone. It was high school, you know, freshman year, scary. So what you know, you can't really blame me too much. It was kind of hard. It was actually very difficult. But yeah, I got into that. I'm I'm gonna try to clear everything out here so there's no little critters. Alright, where you at? Where you at, buddy? It was difficult, but I remember one of the first, outside of the Majora's Mask one of the first ones I watched of his playthroughs was his Mario Sunshine playthrough. And it was hilarious because, well, I guess not hilarious, but it was interesting. It was ironic because he always talked about, even in his Majora's Mask playthrough, that he did not think his... Oh, no. Okay, gotta clean that up. He did not think that his Sunshine playthrough was very good. It was honestly one of my favorites, still is, as far as playthroughs to go back to. Okay. Alright. There shouldn't be any more. Okay, there we go. I got a little on my shoes. Gotta clean it off. But he talked about how he thought it was one of his ones that it wasn't as good, and he faked a lot of stuff because he was going through stuff at the time. And I mean, I get it now, like, doing Let's Plays. I got into Let's Playing. I remember my first YouTube channel was actually, like, 2016 or 2017. I had no way to edit, so I just uploaded clips straight from my PS4. I would try to use my mic and record over it, and then I would just see if I could upload it straight to YouTube, because that was the only way I had to do it. And it didn't really work. I think I had, like, 2 videos that were both... One of them was like, I recorded the intro to NBA 2K16 and was like, oh yeah, baby, I'm starting a series on NBA 2K, because like I was really into basketball at that time. And I was like, yeah, like, check this out. We're going to make it real cool. It's going to be exciting and fun and popular. Then I never played the game. I did play it, but I never like recorded it after that. And then I did one of these random like WWE 2K16 Royal Rumbles with like a bunch of these created superstars that were all like goofy looking. And I'll save that. We're not gonna do that yet. I'm gonna try to do all the areas in order, with the exception of I'm gonna save my blue coins and 100 coin shines till the end. And then of course, if I like can't get a shine or story progression or something, then I'll do that later when I can. But you know, it was it is what it is. It was rough at first starting out, and I went through some growing pains, but I learned lots of stuff. And then when I got into doing my Let's Plays on my actual channel, when I started in 2018, I still didn't really know what I was doing. I was really green, you know, as they say. So I made lots of mistakes. I didn't really I was really shy, so I didn't really advertise myself very well. I just kind of did things how I wanted to, and if it wasn't popular or it didn't, you know, it wasn't succeeding, I was just like, well, this is what I want to do. This is fun for me, so, oh well. And there's a part of me that still wishes, like, I think that's why I brought Nog Plays back, is because, so I could go back to Let's Plays, because that's what I started with, and that's what I got into with. Also, this is viewed as, like, one of the... depending on who you ask, this is either the best part of Mario Sunshine or the worst. Also, that's cool. I definitely did a somersault flip. I held it back and then went to jump forward, and, you know, oh well. It is what it is. Yippee! Okay. It's all dependent on how the physics treat me in the gameplay. Can Mario handle it? But depending on who you ask, this is either the best part of Mario Sunshine or the worst. Some people love it, some people hate it. I personally love them. There is 1 or 2 of these floodless levels in the game where I'm kind of like, eh. Like, why? Why is this a thing? But we'll get to those later. It's not really any of them starting out at the beginning. Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh. Were you afraid I was going to jump over it? Oh, what about that? What about that? What about that? No, I'm a pro gamer move. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. Anyways, I say all that to say that I wanted to come back to the Let's Plays because I was rewatching his Sunshine Let's Play, Chugga Conroy's, and I was, you know what? I've been away for a couple months. I want to get back to it. I had the urge to play it. I was, I've already done a playthrough of it. I've got a complete playthrough on the channel. You can go find in the archives, which really this is all an archive mainly for Nog TV. But like, you know what? I want to play it again. I don't care that I've already done it. I just want to play it again. Like, we'll do it again. And so I'm doing it again. And yeah, so I talked about in the original recording how this was basically like therapy for me. I was trying to just, I'd been having a bad day or week or whatever, and so I wanted to take my mind off of things and distract myself and talk about how, like, I hope that gaming can be that for other people. And I know a lot of people don't like this game, but my goal, as with any Let's Play, is to show how fun it is, or how fun it can be if you allow it to be, if you at least try. I know not everyone's gonna love every game I love, but I think you can at least, you could try to see the fun in some games. There's a lot of games I don't love, but I hear people talk about, and I'm like, you know what? I know it's liked by other people. I respect it. It's not for me, but, it is what it is. And Mario Sunshine is that for a lot of other people. And then there's some where they don't even respect it. They can't even do that much. They don't have the decency to even respect it. I have 4. There's one. I know there's one over the air. Oh. Dang, bruh. Why you gotta do me like that, fam? I don't know why I started talking like I was like some 13-year-old kid talking slang. I'm 25, so there's really no need for that. Okay, I got this one. Where was the other one? Oh, it's all the way back over there. Watch this. Oh, I forgot that wasn't number 8, so it wasn't gonna freeze me. Can I grab onto the ledge? He grabbed onto the ledge. Can I grab onto this ledge? Oh, I don't need it because I'm just on top. Cool. But yeah, this will probably be the last one I'll do, and then we'll call it. We'll call it a day. We'll call it an episode. Can I jump up above? Oh no! Okay. Don't worry. I guess I needed to have at least one kind of semi-fail, because I had a fail in the original recording. I had one in the first recording, and then another in the second. So, I guess my quota is to have at least 2 in the first 2 episodes. After that, I didn't really. I started playing a little bit better. We'll see. The Let's Play curse. You never know. That's something that Chugga talked about a lot in his Mario Sunshine Let's Play, was when he's... Nope. Okay, whatever. Yahoo. Oh, jump straight over you, brother. Can we get there? Can we get there? Can we get there? Okay. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yahoo. So that's gonna do it. Next episode, I think I'm gonna talk about something else. I'm just gonna warn you, the first episode or 2 or even 3, I kind of want to cover some stuff that's been on my mind. Obviously, I'm gonna play Mario Sunshine and talk about it and show it off, but I would be remiss if I didn't also like take my time and my platform to talk about things that are important on my mind and sometimes bigger than video games. And who knows, maybe because a lot of people don't like Mario Sunshine, maybe they'll get them to watch it, who knows, and stick with it. So yeah, but I'll try to balance it out. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are awesome. You guys are like epic and super cool. Look, we can also freeze those guys up there by the wanted sign. They can't move, but if I turn the camera, he moves, but his friend doesn't. Sorry, friend, you can't move. Can I get him to... Nope. Oh well. I'll freeze him. Wait, I want to freeze him when he's... Hang on. There we go. Alright. With that being said, thank you guys. Mario's asleep, so we'll do it again next time. Adios, y'all. Bye-bye.